Here are all the things you need to know about trading prop firms in 2025. Let's get right into it. First things first, let's look at Tradeify. So this is the company I'm currently trading with. I love their straight to sim funded accounts where, by the way, if you need any of their accounts, use code Evan. You'll get the best deal that they're offering right now. It's 30% off. But regardless, let's look at the 50K straight to sim funded one. You get $2,000 of max drawdown, $1,250 intraday drawdown. So knowing that, $2,000, maybe not a lot of room to work with depending on your size, right? If you want to risk $500, $700 per trade, you're probably best off going with the bigger accounts because then you get more room to work with. I mean, just look at the 150K accounts, you get 6,000 worth of overall drawdown. So if you want to risk 500, you got plenty of room to go before you blow yourself out and lose that account. But with that information, let's go to my own TradeZella here. Back in October, the thing that prop firms really are set up to be, they're expecting you to have days like this on the 7th and the 9th when you give back all your gains, right? I mean, we can look back at September. I made 1K and 1.2K the weeks prior. Maybe I'm getting close to that 3K target. You blow it all out in one day. Maybe you make some of it back and then you give all of it back the next day, right? Knowing that the pressure or that temptation or just the rush that every trader is in, putting that guide rail on it of, well, you can't lose more than 2,000, but hey, all you got to do is make 3,000. It's super close. It's super achievable and attainable. Very easy. Well, then the closer and closer you're going to get to it, you're going to want to size up. You're going to get impatient the longer you're in this stage of trying to get that first payout, that you're going to more likely than not have these bigger days because that's what every trader experiences, especially with the FOMO of everyone else is starting to take payouts. I see it on social media. Everyone's making all this money. I feel left behind. You're going to risk up, you're going to take too many trades, and you're going to blow up. And they know that. And they're hoping on that. But that's fine because we don't want to be like Trader 1. We're going to be in our own basket over here, trading differently than everybody else. If you guys knew the stats on how many people actually got paid out, and then the stat of that, of actually how many people got paid out a second time, it's a massive, massive drop-off. So we need to be part of an elite group, should we say, that to do that, we can't be like everybody else, and we don't want to be like everybody else. So that's why it's paramount that we have a precise plan going into these accounts that we buy of what's the strategy, what's the setup, what's our risk parameters, as well as what's our expectations. Are we looking to get a payout in 1 week? Or are we going to give it time of 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Or are we going to not even put a time frame on it and let it be what it wants to be? Maybe it takes a month, maybe it takes 2 months. I'm just going to trade each and every day within my risks when the setups are there, and then I'll probably get a payout. But it's everybody trading well, following all those rules and plans for a week or two. Let's say they get up $2,100. They give it all right back because now they abandon that plan that had been working for them. And for most people, they know that it's tough to trade consistently for a long period of time. So you might have a nice 2-week stretch, 3-week stretch, but the last little hurdle to get to that payout stage is the toughest. And firms know that. Other traders know that. And so they know that you're likely to give it all back. So we need to know that the odds are against us, that we need to really, really hone in on what our best setup is. I mean, you could even look, this is back in October. The most recent time I remember I had a max daily loss day. We could even go to this current March. 2.3K in one day. And now I'm thankfully back, recovered it, but I was close to a payout and I hit max daily loss on 2 accounts. So same thing applies. I was trading really well. Let's go back to January here. 7.8K on the month. Let's go to the next month. I lose 2.7 in a week, in a day, actually. So it's really about avoiding these big losing days. So if you want to take payouts, if you want to achieve multiple payouts consistently over the long term, that day on the 4th is the most important thing you need to focus on. Don't worry about the 7th when I make 1.2K. Don't worry about the 10th when I make $600. The wins will be there. Everyone seems to find wins. It's not impossible. It's about limiting the downside. If you could avoid big losers or too many losers of too big of size, I have full confidence that you guys can take payouts. That's what the winning traders who are taking payouts, they're doing. They don't have too big of red days. Everyone's going to likely find 5 winning trades this month, but you also find 5 losing trades that are just as big, if not bigger. That's what we need to avoid. So if you could have a setup like this, that's repeatable. This was literally on the Monday. A break outside the open range low. Pulls back, sellers defend it. Now I'm getting in the second time. I'm not worried about chasing longs up here, chasing shorts even lower down here, just random setups. I don't need to do that. I know that that's not going to feed me. Think of all the stats and all the probabilities that I'm fighting against. It's already tough enough to trade and take a payout. Why would I make it harder on myself by doing random things that aren't repeatable? They're not tracked. They have no proof of concept. But that's on Monday. I come back to Tuesday. I could do the same thing. Now, the most important thing is just don't have big red days. If I could just wait for my best opportunity, I could let this go higher. I could let this sink lower. I'm waiting for my moment to strike because I just need 1 to 2 trades. I just need one trade, one good trade. So let me just wait. I'm not going to chase longs up here. I'm not even going to sell it down here. Wait for my specific setup. That's all you should just be reminding yourself all day. Just internal dialogue of this is not my best setup. This is what I'm looking for. If you don't have a best setup, you can go to AceFX TV and use my name as a code. Code Evan will get you 50% off your first month of AceFX TV. So that'll give you the strategy that I teach here in Futures 2.0. So then definitely study that, go through that, and you can watch me trade them live on the live streams, and you can see how I am patient. Me, Austin, and James, and Zach, how we are patient. What strategy do we trade? Why do we avoid that setup? And how we don't have big red losing days on stream because it's just not allowed. You cannot do that. I mean, they're going to happen sometimes, but that's just the most crucial thing that we need to avoid. We're going to take losers, but they're not going to be followed up by another big loser right after. Same thing now to the upside. A bounce off New York view up. We don't even need to go into the strategy on this one, but I'm just giving you guys a little piece of it, of trend continuation, not chasing the longs up here. Get a better price on the pullback. Look for that next leg of trend. It has to be trending. It has to be off a key level, and it has to be breaking a key VWAP here in purple, the high of day. So that's the strategy. And another thing that I could mention is also what the prop firms and all that trying to take payouts. The fees or the costs could easily stack up, right? You guys have TradeZella. You guys have Edgeful. You bought these accounts. You have AceFX TV. You have your mentorship. You have your Bookmap subscription. All these different things are adding up that we need to be even more precise with the trades that we're taking so we're not just throwing money into the wind. We're here to take payouts. We're here to take more money out of the market than we invest into it, and that's the bottom line. I don't care if I have to spend $4,000 on challenges if I could take a $20,000 payout. Now, of course, I don't want to have to do that, but the math is mathing, that you're still going to end up positive, that you could then shuffle those profits into more accounts, repeat the cycle, right? But if all we're doing is getting close to that payout stage, let's say we're up 2K, and we have a day like this on the 4th, and we give it all back, well, then we have to spend more money without more profits to show for it, and we're digging into our own pocket. So since I know that the costs can easily add up, that's why I try my best to get as many codes and discounts and deals for you guys, which is why you could use my name on TradeZella, you can use my name on AceFX TV, Tradeify, and I make the cost a little bit better, the best I can. You'll always get matched with the best deal that they got because I know that could easily add up. And if you're trying to buy multiple accounts or failing multiple challenges, it could easily add up. So saving you some money, I'll always be happy about that. But I think really the strategy, the mindset that goes into it, they know traders are going to have big blow up days, right? We all do, but it's about how often do they happen. That if we could be patient, I think a lot of his expectations, they're in a rush to take that payout, whether it's just been a rush for a few months that they've been trading and now they want that payout, or even the rush of since they got this physical account, this particular account, they're rushing to get this one to the payout stage, right? It could be a mixture of both. They're impatient that they've been trading for 2 years and never taken one, or that they've been trading this particular account for 2 weeks and they haven't taken one, right? Give it time. Space it on out. I mentioned it last month on the whole month of February. I had 2 losing days, very, very small. Okay, we're in line for a payout. Just keep stacking green days, no big red days, but also it's only 340. That's nowhere near 3,000. It's only 500. It's only 530. It's only 158. But stack the days day by day. It's going to take you maybe a full month, and that's fine. Taking a full month is better than 2 weeks having to go back to square one. Another 2 weeks going back to square one. There's the month that you didn't want to wait, but you're going to have to wait a month anyways because you went too fast to begin with. So if you go slow from the start of say, hey, I'm going to give myself a month. If you give yourself a month, I don't like mathing it out like this, but you need to make less than 1,000 a week across 5 days. That's very doable in my mind. So when you slow it down like that, you don't need to be chasing $1,000 days. You could be getting 200, a 250, $100, 500. It's very easier to stack it together and let those profits compound. So hopefully you guys are making money with the strategy. I know many people on stream are loving the Futures 2.0. I am thinking about doing an update to it, just adding chapters. Not going to change anything within the chapters already. Just want to give you guys more information that's been helping me take these payouts with across all the firms. So I want to share that knowledge as well because I think it's helping many of you take payouts, and I love to see it. I love when you guys leave me a review on it on Trustpilot. You guys can definitely go check those out for yourself on AceFX Trustpilot. Plenty of reviews on it. And like I said, if you use my name, you can start a free trial and get 50% off to study the course for a few weeks. Not a bad deal. But hopefully you guys tune into the stream so you could take these strategies that we took. I don't want to like hold your hand through it. But honestly, if you're on the streams, I could kind of hold your hand through these trades. We take the trades together. Sometimes you can see why I'm getting in and when I'm getting out. So that way, if you are greedy, obviously you can ignore me. But hey, Evan just got out of the trade. Must be a good reason for it. Let me get out of it as well, right? But if you ignore me and just want to hold on to it longer and you let that turn into a loser, that's not on me. I got out of the trade and I showed you I got out of the trade. So if you're still in it, that's on you, right? Just things like that. That it just keeps you more accountable, more professional, and way, way, way more likely to take a payout. So hopefully you guys found value in it. Hopefully you guys take very many payouts soon. I know you guys will because you guys are always tuning into these videos. So that shows me you guys are determined and wanting to learn new information. So hopefully you guys aren't discouraged about how hard it is to take a payout, because I do believe with the right process, with the right mindset, it's all about mindset with these things as well, because it's a game. You're playing a game of achieving this in a certain amount of time frame or a certain amount of dollars, whatever. It's gamified. So being here, I can give you my little insights on the tips and tricks that we're seeing the most amount of people take payouts in the Blackshirt Club than we ever have across our future firms. So taking all that information and passing it on to you guys here. So if you have any more questions, you guys want to know anything more about my trading style, the strategy itself, the firms that I trade with, always feel free to drop a comment, DM me in the Discord, wherever. I'm always available. But I appreciate you guys. Trade safe. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.